Hey, what's up, everyone? Austin Smith here again for another episode of Association All Access. We're back with another special guest. On today's episode, we've got Mr. Shaun Wright, who is the 17U head coach and the director for the Memphis Bulls. Coach Shaun, thanks for your time today, brother. How you doing?
Hey, man, glad to be here, man. How's everything?
Man, it's good, man. Another day in life, man. Thank you for joining us today.
No problem.
Good deal. Well, Coach, let's go ahead and get things started, man. We know the Grassroots Showcase was an unbelievable event last weekend in Louisville, Kentucky, man. Do me a favor, Coach. Tell me about you and your program experience last weekend at the Grassroots Showcase.
Man, last week was awesome. I think it was maybe 96 teams, maybe 112 teams from all over the country. And I have to say, I've been doing this for, since 2003. And that was by far the biggest mid-season or early season tournament I've seen. I mean, from teams from EYBL, Hoopsie, Showcase, Adidas, teams from all over, man. It was a really, really well put together event.
Wow, man, that's awesome, Coach. We're glad to hear that feedback. Coach, I heard you say this is one of the biggest events you've seen in a while. So with that being the case, man, obviously you've got some longevity in this travel ball business. Let me talk to you about your program, Coach. Tell us a little bit about your history, man, the longevity and what you've been able to build so far.
Okay, man. Well, we started about 2003, basically, man, with just some little kids at the YMCA here in Memphis. And it just kind of grew from there. My original goal was just, hey, people at the Y said we need somebody to coach a team. And it grew from there. I was going to get them to middle school. And I said, man, y'all go ahead. And then they wouldn't leave. They just wouldn't leave. So by the time we got to high school, I said, okay, well, we got to get serious now. And we did, and it's just grown from there, man. And I tell you what, I realized that this is my life's calling. Some people do it for money or whatnot. I don't have kids. None of my coaches have any kids on any of our teams.
Wow.
We genuinely do it for the love. So, it's just a blessing to be able to be a part of these kids' lives.
Man, that's awesome, Coach. I want to even dive deeper on that topic. You're doing it in Memphis, you know what I mean? And that impact has got to be huge. Talk a little bit about how your program has been able to impact these kids over the years.
Well, man, like you said, I am in Memphis and in the region, and there's a high crime and poverty rate, especially with, African-American males. And what we try to do, man, is really just try to reach out, man, and try to give kids another platform, a way, not just a distraction, but something else to do with their lives, man. So, of course, we preach basketball and all the other stuff, but I want to give kids a chance, man. Listen, hey, there's something else. You don't have to be stuck in the cycle that you were born in. So we try to give them an opportunity, man, to advance their lives and, create a different situation for their family. So, again, like I said, man, it just does my heart good. I have kids now. Some guys playing professionally overseas, but man, I guess the biggest thing to me are the kids that don't play ball. The ones that some of them actually have kids now, or they, they're working or in college. And, when a kid comes back up to you and say, hey, Coach, you may not remember me, but, some of the things you said and you did for me changed my life. And I'm a better man for that today, man. That's it for me right there.
Man, that's pretty awesome, Coach. I mean, that impact thing is huge. And that's one of the benefits of this Association All Access series. We get to dive into topics like that, man. And hear you say that is pretty phenomenal. Well, Coach, let's talk more about your program and your team now specifically. When you step on the floor with your group this summer, as y'all continue to play through the summer, what do you want college coaches to see from your group?
I need them to understand that each and every kid that I have is not only a high-level player, but they're going to be doggish. And I mean it in a good way. They're going to be pit bulls and they're going to play hard. They're not going to be crybabies and entitled. They're going to be well-skilled, highly trained, and they're going to be ready to play at the next level. So, if you need a kid to come in and impact your program in a positive way immediately, just come check my boys out. We don't do this. This is not a vacation. We're about the business of basketball and change your lives. So, if you come check out some of my boys, I have yet to have a college coach call me and say, hey, you lied to me, because that's not something that I do. If you ain't ready, you just ain't ready, and I'm not going to waste anybody's time.
Man, I love that, Coach. That's good to hear right there. Coach, when your guys, let's talk about now on both sides of the ball, specifically offense and on defense. Let's start offense first. Man, what do you preach to your guys to help prepare them, obviously for college, but even after that 17U season, you got guys that are going back to their high school teams for their senior year. What are you teaching offensively to your crew, man, to help them stay prepared and ready?
Well, first and foremost, everybody that plays with me, that spends a summer, if you spend a month with me, you have to be better. If you're not better when you're leaving me than when you started, then I fail. Me and my staff, we fail. So as far as offensively, I am a very, very skills-oriented guy. You know, so I'm gonna drill them in. And my motto is, you cannot build a house if the foundation is not right. So I'm gonna make sure you can do everything properly. I'm gonna drill those skills into the ground. So it's gonna be second nature. Right. You know, every day we're gonna work on step back three. You're gonna work on both hands. Your helmet's gonna be solid. Yeah. I really, really tried to conduct my practices at a college level. You know, I've been to a few college practices and seminars, and I try to mold my practices after those. I'm like, this is what you're gonna be, you know, going into. So you need to be able to work at this level. And you know, it's been successful so far.
Man, good deal. Well, Coach, let's flip that thing over. Let's talk about defense. And I love talking about defense specifically with programs like yourself who make that emphasis on players having that dog-like mentality. Man, what are you preaching your guys defensively on that side of the ball?
Well, seriously, if you cannot play man-to-man defense, you just cannot play for me. I'm just serious, you know. And I'm gonna teach you, because I'm gonna teach you how to play. All the college coaches that I've been around, they want all their kids to know how to play man. Because if you can play man-to-man defense well, your zone is better. All your defenses will be better. So I preach it and I run it in the ground. You have to be able to defend your man on your own. We don't need help. If you do your job, you won't need any help. So, you know, like one of the drills that we run in practice every day, we play defense 5-on-4 or 4-on-3. Wow. You know, I want you to be able to defend an extra man without help. And so when the game comes around, you should be well equipped to defend your man properly.
Man, I love that, Coach. I mean, it makes for a better product on the floor. You know what I mean? And when you have that mentality like you got for your guys, man, that's some good stuff right there. Coach, I want to kind of go back for a second. I heard you say originally when you were talking about offense that when those guys come to you and they don't get better, you know, you and your staff feel accountable, you know, for their success. What are some things you try to hold the players accountable to, you know, while they're a part of your team and playing with you during the summer?
Well, you know, like I said earlier, you know, this is the business of basketball. You know, you chose this. So, you know, it's up to you. If you do your part, we'll do our part. But it's up to you to make it to the gym. And it's up to you to do the things that I ask you to do when you leave. You know, I can tell if you've been, you know, conditioning. I can tell if you've been lifting or if you've been on the floor doing push-ups. So, you know, I'm going to do my part. I'm going to put you in position. You know, with various, you know, affiliations I have, and especially with hoop seen, I'm going to get you in position where you need to be. You will be seen. The coaches will find you. But you have to be prepared to do your job.
Man, I love that, Coach. Man, you mentioned some affiliations, Coach, and I know you're well tied, man. You mind diving into that for a quick second, man? People you've been able to be connected with to help these players get better down the line?
Well, you know, like I said, we've been around this for a while. And, right. Here in this city, you know, it's a really basketball-rich region.
Absolutely.
And, you know, things come, things go. You know, there was a time when we were affiliated with Adidas. I don't have any ill feelings. You know, that was beneficial, you know, both parts. So, you know, I still have those affiliations. And, you know, as far as, you know, the Nike EYBL director right now, I'm knowing her. I'm really good friends with him. Wow. So, you know, I know all these guys in this region. And the thing about it is, I can't say with all of them, but with some of them, you know, there's not a lot of cutthroat. No, let me rephrase that. With some of them, you know, we got some pretty good affiliations. And, you know, you're honest, you know, if you can use this kid, if I can't use this kid, man, or if a guy is doing something different, like, hey, man, what did you get out of this guy? Right. Or, you know, how is he when he with you? I'm like, man, you know, he needed to do this, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, because in the end, the people that I'm going to connect myself with are the ones that genuinely in it for the kids. Right. If you're in it for your own fame or your own name, or you're trying to get a job off the kids or whatever, this is not somebody I'm going to deal with. Because it's not who I am, you know. I'm an old man. I do it for the love. You know, man. You know, truth of the matter is, coaching don't pay enough for me. So, you know, that's one of the things we do. I try to connect with people that mean kids well. Right. And you know, if you do that, it works out most of the time.
I love that, Coach. Well, look, man, I don't want to take up too much of your time. This interview has been fantastic.
Okay.
You went to Louisville with the Grassroots Showcase, Coach, last weekend. Tell me about, Coach, maybe one or two of your guys that stood out, and maybe, you know, one or two of your guys that college coaches should have on their radar for the upcoming travel ball season as we continue to get going with the live period in July now.
Okay, let's start off with Jamal Anderson. He's from Cleveland, Mississippi. Yep. I tell you what, he is a problem on both ends. He's a real problem. He's about 6'4". He's a wing with a lot of bounce. He can score on all three levels, and he's a dogged defender. And, you know, he averaged, I'm going to say maybe 19 or 20 this past weekend.
Wow.
You know, so he did really well. So Jamal Anderson from Cleveland High School, he's, you know, should be high on a lot of coaches' radar. Not to mention Jonathan Burns, he plays at Olive Branch. Jonathan Burns, he's a senior this year, but he's a young senior. He has a few options, thinking about maybe reclassing. I think he's been offered by a few schools, but we just trying to, you know, elevate those offers. He's a 6'2" PG, a lot of bounce, dogged defender, really coming into his own over the last year or so. And, you know, I got Jaden Ware. He plays at Dyersburg up in Union City, Tennessee. You know, I got kids from all over the spectrum. You know, that's just what it is. And Jaden is a 6'4" wing with a really, really nice stroke. And I got Hunter Cole, that's a 6'9" center. That's a throwback center with a great looking shot, but he's a banger, BLM, beer shoulders, drop step. So I got some really interesting pieces that I can't wait to get back on the floor at the next hoop scene event, and I really look to do some damage.
Man, Coach, that roster seems like it's going to bring a power punch for sure, Coach. Well, look, man, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys, man. And again, Coach, thank you for spending a few moments with us today. Everyone, hey, you've been tuned into another edition of Association All Access. And again, my special guest today was Coach Shaun Wright, who is the 17U head coach and director for the Memphis Bulls. Coach Shaun, thanks again for your time, man. And we look forward to seeing you and your crew at the Best of the South in Atlanta.
Hey, man, thank you very much, man. You have a wonderful day. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. You too, brother.